We are a species of explorers, believers.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
We are willing to do the hard things, to overcome the many challenges. This is what brings out the best in us.
We go for a mission to the moon.
Our path has led to success and to bitter losses.
We come together today to mourn the loss of 7 brave Americans.
Yet, even when faced with tragedy and setbacks, we persevere. We keep striving. We keep believing.
So here we have the first part of our project. This is the drone and the atmospheric sensors. So here we have the LCD display. This LCD displays the altitude and how polluted the air is. Now this is the air pressure sensor, which, like how its name is, shows the air pressure. And here we have a photoresistor, which tells you what the light level is. And here we have a button. So if you click this button, what'll happen is it'll move the servo motor like this to unhook. And this hook is basically going to attach to this string, like so. And it basically hooks around the other part, the rover. And when you click the button, this part will go out and it'll unhook like that. And under here we have ultrasonic ranger, which will tell you how high this whole thing is above the ground. And we have an air quality sensor, which tells you how polluted the air is. We also have a piezo buzzer and temperature sensor. The temperature sensor will collect the data on the temperature, and the piezo buzzer will make a sound when this whole contraption lands. And this whole contraption will send all its data to the serial monitor, or in real life it would be the command center.
From exploration, there is a new day beyond the challenges we face now.
Curiosity, insight, spirit, opportunity. If you think about it, all of these names of past Mars rovers are qualities we possess as humans.
Here's my Mars rover / colony. It's just a combination of a Mars rover, but scaled down so that in real life a person could practically live in this, which is a Mars colony. And starting off with the features, first of all we have automatic headlights. So pretty much if it gets too dark, simulated by my finger on the photoresistor, then they will turn on. And as I said, this is all powered by one photoresistor and 2 LEDs. There's also a door at the back where a person could enter the actual vehicle. So over here, there's a switch, and if I turn the switch, then the door will open and allowing a person to enter. And if I flip the switch, it closes the door. There's also a warning LED that will turn on and off based on if the door is open. Next is we attached 2 strings over here so that this could hold up the entire rover and it could hang off of the top contraption that Johan built. And next is the biggest and the main function of this rover. The main function of the rover is that it can actually drive using 4 motors, 4 DC motors, and 2 motor drivers. It's also autonomous, so the ultrasonic sensor can read if you are on top of a cliff or a crater or something on Mars, and it will stop you from moving forward. So as you could see, it didn't allow me to move forward and it sounded an alarm with the piezo buzzer.
On February 18, 2021, the Perseverance rover touched down in Jezero Crater on Mars after a 7-month journey from Earth. This was one of the most historic days ever for space exploration.
The main objective of Perseverance was to find signs of life and to collect samples of rock and regolith. Using its coring drill, Perseverance will extract samples of Martian rock and soil. This extracted soil and rock will be left in tubes on the planet's surface for a future mission to come and collect. This rover, like Anshu said, is set to land on Jericho Crater, a crater on Mars which is thought to be a lake billions of years ago. This is where scientists believe they will have the highest chance of finding signs of ancient life. The secondary objective of Perseverance is to test new technologies. For example, according to NASA, on the Perseverance rover, there is a module called MOXIE. MOXIE is an experimental device that will produce oxygen from carbon dioxide. This is essential for getting people to Mars and for them to reside there. Another experimental device on this revolutionary rover is Ingenuity. This is a 4-pound drone that will be mankind's first powered flight on another planet. Mark Robert, a former aerospace engineer who has worked on Curiosity and many more projects with NASA and is now a YouTuber with over 16 million subscribers, states that this drone is being tested so that in the future these drones can scout out terrain, get samples from hard-to-reach places, and possibly go in swarms to transport materials.
The Perseverance rocket survived a 7-month journey through space. The rocket shared a lot in common with the rocket that took the Curiosity rover to Mars. A major difference, however, was the destination. The Perseverance rocket used 500,000 lines of code to autonomously land on Mars, in a very specific location, Jezero Crater. The Perseverance rover is one of the most high-tech pieces of equipment on the Earth. The rover has many cameras and, for the first time, microphones. We will be able to hear audio from Mars for the very first time. The rover also has a robotic arm with many sampling instruments, such as a hollow drill capable of extracting a cylinder of rock out of the ground. The rover also contains a miniature helicopter that will be able to fly around in Mars's atmosphere. Our project was inspired significantly by the Perseverance mission. We wanted to replicate the mission in our own way, with our own projects. The rover part of the project was inspired specifically by the Perseverance rover, but built with a different goal in mind. Instead of making the rover to find signs of life, our rover is made with the intentions of sustaining life inside. It has a human-sustaining habitat on it and has driving control. The Perseverance rocket inspired the addition of a drone on top of the atmospheric data collector.
The atmospheric data collector was based off of the Galileo space probe. This space probe collected data about Jupiter's atmosphere and has led scientists to numerous new discoveries about the gas giant's atmosphere. An article made by NASA's JPL, also known as the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, states that the probe's findings were different than what scientists has already predicted when it says, during the high-speed atmospheric entry phase, deceleration measurements high in the atmosphere showed that the atmospheric density to be much greater than expected. Corresponding temperatures were also much higher than predicted. The higher temperatures appeared to require an unidentified heating mechanism for this region of the atmosphere. Galileo made 10 other major discoveries, including discovering that Jupiter has thunderstorms many times greater than Earth and the atmospheric composition of Jupiter. To sum it all up, the atmospheric data collector in our project was based off of the Galileo space probe, but there are many other atmospheric spacecrafts, including Huygens spacecraft, which was part of the Cassini mission. To conclude, our project was inspired by both Galileo and Perseverance, which were both revolutionary missions that changed mankind as we know it.
The main purpose of our project is to spread awareness about the Perseverance mission and the importance of the research NASA is doing with this program. We want to inform anyone who is interested and wants to learn more about space. The space industry is huge. There are hundreds, if not thousands of careers in the space industry, ranging from space biologists to aerospace engineers to food engineers who create food for astronauts. So there will most likely be something that interests you.